Or you have persecution where friends and family members now tell you that you're lost because you're doing all of this stuff. See, that's the craziest thing on the whole planet that I've ever heard, ever. You're lost because you're trying to obey what was said in the Bible. I cannot make that connection. I can't, Okay, so you do know that that stuff's in the Old Testament. Yes, I do. Okay, so and I'm trying to do it, so that makes me lost. Yes, you are. Okay. Okay. This is those, when it talks about strong delusion and everything else, this is where the Bible proves itself true. I mean, you can't get this is like crazy talk. It makes no sense. I mean, I can understand why they don't want to do it, and I can understand why they've been convinced not to do it, but to tell me I'm lost because I'm doing it, that's like totally insane. It just makes no sense. Okay. Because you will hear preachers tomorrow, if you go and listen, who will tell you that trying to keep the commandments is not only done away with, now it's actually wrong to do. They've shifted. It used to be just, well, it was nailed to the cross and it's done away with and all this blah, blah, blah. All right. Now they've shifted to it's actually wrong. And they'll tell you that you're making a mockery of Messiah by doing it. No, you make a mockery by not doing it. Why did he die? Because we sinned. Okay, so now that he's resurrected, he gave you freedom to sin? Because he died because you didn't sin. Well, what's the definition of sin? Sin is a transgression of the law. Okay, so this is not rocket science. But what it does is it proves you have to be given the eyes to see and the ears to hear, or you're speaking Martian to them. They can't get it. There's no way. So it's proof the Bible's true. Don't mock them. Don't make fun of them. Just realize they can't or they won't. And there's nothing you could do about it. That's in his hands. That's out of your hands. If they can't or they won't, it's not your job to try to punch through it. He'll make the punching through if he needs to. If he desires them, he'll put them through life changes and life circumstances that'll wake them up if he wants to. Okay? Not your job. Let's have compassion and mercy, knowing they're in a place where they can't or won't because they've got issues. By the way, so did you. Most of you did not just, as soon as you heard this, go, awesome! Most of you resisted it for you know how many years. You didn't just jump for joy like you just found the keys to the candy store as a kid or something. You were like, oh, I don't know, okay, I mean, you were reluctant, you hesitated, you had your issues. And so realize that they're in that same place until they're given eyes to see and ears to hear. Okay, now, and by the way, that's what it talks about, ask, seek, and knock. Once you're given the eyes to see and ears to hear and a heart to understand, then you will ask, seek, and knock. So when they're ready, they'll ask you. You don't have to chase them down. If they don't ask you, they're going to ask somebody. Because they're going to know they need to find something that they don't have. They're missing something. Something's wrong in their life, and they need an answer. Now they're going to seek and knock. Now, until then, they think they've arrived. As long as they feel like they've arrived, you can do nothing. You can do nothing. So leave them alone. We got a couple of INFOCUS and stuff that said, leave them alone. So let's just leave them alone.